Welcome to I Am the Cute One, the most chaotic school dance in the podcast universe.
Listen, you got through the week like we got through 9/11.
And a recession.
And the Special K diet.
And the time that James Franco hosted the Oscars.
And Ben Platt's wig and Dear Evan Hansen.
TGIF.
Hello, I am Donnie and I am the cute one.
And I'm Chelsea and I'm the cute one.
TGIF, cuties.
TGIF.
Chelsea, New York got a snow day finally.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom Donnie. 16 inches. It is not a coincidence, but all of my favorite politicians are hot ones.
Yeah, that tracks.
I like what's in their heart, but more I like what's on their face. But but I will say, New York did get a snow day. You may recall the last blizzard, the show that I work, stayed open for both shows. So I had to trudge through the snow at the end of the day. But this week, Broadway said, just come in for one show. So I went in for the matinee and then got to leave at like 3:30, headed home, spent the rest of the day with my roommate. We ordered a pizza that night, large, like 20 inches, so that we would have leftovers the next few days.
Love that.
It was lovely. We put a dent in our Big Brother 6 binge.
Okay.
So that's great. Because we watched, when we first moved in together, she was like, I have never seen The Traitors. So I was like, oh, great. I said, this season, enough is happening where I know I don't like it. Like, this was after Tiffany's banishment. So I knew I was done with the season. So I was like, I do want you to watch Traitors, not this one. So we watched Traitors 2 with Phaedra, Parvati, Janelle.
Yeah,
And she really enjoyed that. And then when we finished, I was like, okay, now it's a choose your own adventure book. One of the pages should have been, you pick what we watch. I just picked this, you pick. But that wasn't, I ripped that page out of the book.
I love that you have officially been living together for 1 month.
2.
And, oh, time flies when you're having fun.
I know.
2 months. And now, much like dating, you have to just slowly reveal the real person they've committed to and signed a lease with.
Yeah.
But now you're like, okay, so this is how it is to live with me. Our joint time together will be dictated by you choosing from a list that I give you.
I think that's fair.
I think that our relationship, we strike a nice balance because you are a bossy bitch 98% of the time. And you do terrorize me and I have fun with it and I enjoy it. But the thing I appreciate about you is like when you try to boss me about something that I don't want to be bossed about and I say, oh no, and I'm like serious about it and you can tell, we just move on and then you pick another thing to be bossy about. You're just educating the world about Big Brother 6 and that's important to know your herstory.
I agree. Because after Traitors, I said, you now have a choice. You can follow Janelle's path and we'll watch Big Brother 6, or you can follow Parvati's path and we'll watch her season of Survivor. So we will be following up on both. But as of now, she picked Janelle. So we're watching Big Brother 6. We finally got to the best Big Brother episode of all time, where she like goes around the house and says like, Rachel, you're so beautiful. Maggie, you look like a clown, that kind of stuff. And then that's where we left off because my roommate went back to Jersey last night to stay with her mom and dad because not everything's fun in a new apartment. When we first moved in, there was water behind the toilet. So we called the landlord and said like, hey, we think there's a leak. So he came and nothing was dripping, but he tightened the toilet anyway. Turns out it wasn't from the toilet. It had been coming from like the ceiling. And we never noticed this whole time. Plus, it's a new apartment. You have learning curves, whatever. So, like, there is, like, discolored water on... We have a heat pipe right next to the toilet, too. But, like, we thought it was so cold out that it's steaming and, like, mixing with dirt. And, like, that was condensation, whatever. No, there's been a leak in that ceiling the whole time. And that's what the discolored water on the pipe was, whatever. So, the ceiling has been, like, collecting water this whole time. So on Saturday, we noticed it. And we said like, oh no, this is bad. We called the landlord Saturday night, didn't answer. We called back Sunday morning. He did answer and said, I'll come tomorrow unless the storm's bad. Guess what? The storm was bad. So he didn't come Monday. So then we called him Monday and said, we know the storm is bad and that you are like prioritizing shoveling, but like this needs to be added to the top of your priority list. This is bad, bad, bad. And he said, okay, tomorrow. And we said, okay, fine, tomorrow it is. Except when I went in the middle of the night before tomorrow, the ceiling had collapsed. A big hole in our ceiling, pieces of ceiling material.
I'll put a picture here.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, this is so gross that like I don't want to share it. But the bathroom is fine. Like I keep a clean house.
Reflection on your
I know.
cleanliness. It's a
Yeah,
reflection
show it.
on, okay, I'm putting the picture here.
Ugh, gross. So that's what I woke up to at 4 o'clock in the morning. I had to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning for his people to arrive to fix it. And I had went to bed at 1 because I was doing some kind of work from home, whatever. So I went to bed at 1, woke up at 4 to go to the bathroom, 3 hours of sleep, then stayed up for 2 hours because I didn't want to wake up my roommate. Because I'm a person that, like, if there's nothing to be done, why are we going to be upset together? You know what I mean? So,
I
like,
agree with that. Yeah,
yeah.
because you waking her up is just ruining her night's sleep. She
Yes.
is gonna figure it out when she gets up to use the bathroom or in
Uh-huh.
the morning
Yeah.
anyway. So let her sleep peacefully thinking that you have a ceiling in your bathroom.
Agreed. And now she did say, in hindsight, future occurrences, she was like, if you like want to not be alone with that energy in you, you can wake me up. And I think that's
Yeah.
very sweet, but I don't want to do that to you. Because then the next day, as they were fixing stuff, because I was so sleep deprived, I was like, I need a nap. And she's like, well, I had a full night's sleep. Take a nap. So
Yeah.
like ebb and flow. Beautiful.
Yeah. Sleep when the baby sleeps.
Yeah. So I texted her and said, this is what you're waking up to. It did collapse. I didn't send the picture because I wanted, even in her bed, I didn't want her to wake up to that and be like, oh my God. I wanted her to read about it. And then, like, she has the time it takes from her bedroom to the bathroom to, like, prepare herself, as opposed to boom, right away.
Yeah, except that like it was really bad.
And I said it's really bad.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know which is worse, to know what you're walking into or to hear from your roommate, hey, it's really bad, the ceiling's gone, and then going and seeing, oh, the ceiling's gone.
Yeah, I think I would have rather been texted about it and not see it, because then it's like doom scrolling. If I go on Instagram to see what your daughters are up to, if I go on Instagram to see what your scientists are saying about summer house this week, and then I go on Instagram and instead see what fuckery's happening in the country, like that's not what I'm on here for. I'm in my
Yeah.
bed. I don't need to see this. So I didn't want to
Yeah.
send her that.
True.
So she saw it. We dealt with it, whatever. They did come. They were here all day yesterday, da da da. When they arrived, I did the same thing. I didn't have a picture to show them, but they got there. They showed up with pliers and a roll of tape. I said, it's really bad, guys. I took them to the bathroom.
I trust that you know what you're doing with that duct tape, but we might need some more.
So they fixed it. Me and my roommate cleaned it. People that fix stuff never clean. They wouldn't have cleaned it up. So I was like, let's just clean up this mess. So we cleaned up the mess. They fixed the leak, so the leak won't be a problem anymore. But then they also ripped down the broken part of the ceiling and put a tarp up in its place. Once it dries, they have to come back and fix the ceiling.
Okay.
But no communication has been made about that. So right now I'm living with a tarp on my bathroom ceiling. But when I finally got back to sleep at 6 a.m. until 8, I had the craziest dreams. I had 3 very different dreams, like about 3 very different things.
Okay.
One was my roommate. Apparently she's bald in my dream, and
Okay.
I only know her to wear a wig. But because we didn't have access to a bathroom, she had to pee so bad that she was like, I need to go to a restaurant for breakfast. I'm going to go get breakfast. But she was really only going to pee. So she left the house in a hurry and forgot her wig.
Oh no.
Yeah. And it wasn't like completely bald like me. It was like a Cynthia doll, like patches of hair. It
Oh.
was tough to look at.
A stress dream on behalf of her.
Yeah.
Actually, the truest stress dream is that your roommate turns out to be not as pretty as you thought she was.
You know, I wouldn't sign the lease. Also, I watched a movie this week. I'll tell you about it here as opposed to later.
Okay.
It's called Pilion. I don't know what that word means, but it is about Alexander Skarsgård and Dudley from Harry Potter, the cousin. And Dudley,
Familiar.
well, some people might not. They're both gay in it. And Dudley and him get in a relationship with like a dom and a sub. Me and my boyfriend watched it this weekend. And we wanted something like sexy. We wanted something that would lead to something later. And we knew, hey, this is about like BDSM gay relationships. Let's watch it. At the end, I don't really know what to say about it. It was sexual, and like there is a lot of gay sex, and there is a lot of like kind of stuff, and I understand the point of the movie. And without, I don't want to spoil it for people that are watching it, but like it's a coming of age story.
Okay.
Kind of, but I didn't like it.
Okay. So it was sexual but not sexy, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay. A tough week overall. Your ceiling fell in, but on a sadder note, you didn't get your rocks off by something you thought you would.
Well, I still have someone in my bed. I just didn't like the movie.
Okay. You had a snow day. I had a snow
Oh,
day.
yours are a little different.
Yeah. I'm glad that you at least got to watch BB6 and order a pizza. I can't take more snow days, Donnie.
No, that's a lot.
I think these girls are going to be in school until July. We don't know what to do with ourselves anymore. I took Sapphire's closet and I removed, because I used to store like wedding dresses and like my fancy clothes in her closet. We got just a clothing rack for down in the basement for me to store that stuff. So now she has like half a closet that's open. So I put fairy lights up there. I put pillows on the bottom part of it. We hung up all of her posters, and it's like a little secret clubhouse hideout that then they were watching movies, because I was like, I'm running out of cozy corners to shove these girls so they'll leave me the fuck alone. I can't take any more snow days. Now, I don't know if it's the snow days. I don't know if it's that I slept wrong. I don't know if it's just I've reached that age where there's going to be bumps and bruises and hurting things. I don't know if you noticed this in our Brokeback Mountain episode, but I was talking like Heath Ledger.
I thought it was just a gimmick.
No, I was not opening my mouth very wide. And that's because I don't know if I have TMJ. I don't know if I have lockjaw. I woke up earlier in the week. This is as wide as I can open my mouth. It hurts on this side. I've been trying everything, massaging it, like trying to do some face yoga. So if any cuties out there have suggestions, I know I need to go to the doctor, but I don't want to. It hurts so bad.
Well, that was going to be my suggestion, so at least you know.
I know. And worst of all, Donnie, you would have gone to the doctor by now because I've basically been living off of soup. We know how you feel about that.
Someone sent me, and you know I hate when people suggest things that I say I don't like. Stop telling me to watch Vanderpump Rules, stop telling me to watch Gilmore Girls, and stop fucking telling me to eat soup. Someone said, no, there's such a good hearty soup recipe with this, and this. Okay, and you can shove all those things up your ass because I'm not eating soup.
Well, may I suggest you make a sign, Donnie, because another thing that happened in my house this week, and I guess that I should be proud. I think that the silver lining of what I'm about to tell you is I think that all of the conversations we've been having with my daughters about the importance of protesting and the importance for standing up for what's right and the importance of even if somebody in power tells you that something is the rule, you should question it. You should wonder, should that be the rule? The conversation had come up that for whatever fucking reason, millennial parents, we need to have a chit chat. We need to all come up with the same ground rules. All of their friends, all of their 6-year-old friends and all of their 8-year-old friends all have Apple Watches. I get it that it's because the parents think that they can track them and talk to them. Guess who else is tracking them? But that's a conversation for another time.
Just put a tracking device in their shoe.
Just make them eat an AirTag and call it a day.
Yeah.
All of their friends have Apple Watches. And so the girls were asking, when are they going to get their Apple Watch? To which I had to tell them, I had to break the news. Guess what, baby girls? When you get a phone, it's going to be a flip phone. No. I thought they took it shockingly well. And then I hear Coco say, Mommy, there's something waiting for you in your bedroom. A chill went down my spine. Hearing that girl say that phrase, it's never going to end well for me. I walk in and they have created a peaceful protest. All of their stuffed animals are holding signs that say, mean mommy, too strict. What do we want? Apple Watches. When do we want it? Now. Dr. Bald was already at work at this point, and it was just me. And so I sent him the video and he said, well, and he was the one that pointed out, he's like, well, I guess our conversations have worked. But unfortunately, in our house, we're the authority figures that have rules that don't seem fair. So in conclusion, Mother Nature, please, no more snow.
Oh, Lord.
Let's move on to recommendations.
Okay.
So I watched Come See Me in the Good Light, which was the documentary that was about the poet Andrea Gibson and their battle with cancer. It is super sad, but super hopeful. It really captures the range of human emotions. And if you want a good cry, but also to leave feeling more hopeful and like more excited to live life, I can't recommend it enough. Beautiful.
That's beautiful. I am currently reading Behind the Mirror by Taryn Armstrong, and it is I don't know what you call it.
Memoir?
No, a deep dive, I don't know, of Big Brother. So he interviewed all former Big Brother house guests. He interviewed Julie Chen, he interviewed producers, he interviewed everybody and like put it all together.
I love
So right
that.
now I'm in the very beginning chapters. So like it's about how it came from a different country and how the first season flopped because it was just watching people in a house and people were like, this is boring. But as they were watching the edited season 1 and ratings were dropping there, the live feed views were going up, 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 up. So then CBS was like, this show is something people don't want, but the live feeds clearly is. So then they restructured it because Survivor was doing well.
Oh,
Yeah.
when you said Behind the Mirror at first, I thought it was a memoir about, do you remember that girl who moved into the apartment during the pandemic and she had a mirror and she took down the mirror and then she realized there was like a crawl space and then there was like a whole other secret apartment in the walls?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I remember
Okay.
that.
One more reminder, we are on YouTube. So like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button so you're notified when we go live. Make sure that you are subscribed over on Patreon, patreon.com/I'm the cute one. We just wrapped up our Gossip Girl coverage and we are now heading into Survivor content, which I have never seen, so I'm very excited. So go over there.
And with that said, if you have any ideas of what episodes of Survivor to make Chelsea watch, go on our Patreon and let me know. I'm going to start with the Black Widow Brigade, but we have 3 other episodes that I need to choose from. This week, Danielle Deadweiler was cast as the lead in the X-Files reboot. Flava Flav invited the U.S. women's hockey team to hang out. Lily Collins was cast as Audrey Hepburn. Melissa Joan Hart kicked a cat across the room. A fake one of Salem. She did a Ask Me Anything, and people were like, do you really like cats? And she's like, this is how I feel about cats, and held it and kicked it across the room. She's like, but I love dogs. She was going to be my cutie of the week at first, because I was like, I've never been more in sync with her. Paradise began its 2nd season. Ryan Coogler became the first Black man to win Best Original Screenplay at the BAFTAs. Survivor 50 premiered. Rumors of a Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau pregnancy brewed. And Scream 7 hit theater. And we are recording this Wednesday. The movie comes out Friday. I'm seeing it this weekend, so I'll have my opinions next week.
This is going to seem jarring for me to do what I'm about to do. I'm going to once again plug the Patreon, patreon.com/I'm the cute one, because Donnie just told some secrets that could blow up some friendships. So for $10 a month, go there.
I hate this. What's your headline?
Oh, well, first, before I get to my headline, something happened to me this morning, Donnie. Sometimes, and I know AirDrop is a thing, but sometimes my Bluetooth isn't turned on, and sometimes, I don't know, I don't trust that it's going to get to where it needs to get to. So sometimes when I need to get something from my phone to my computer, I just text myself.
Yeah.
So I'll text myself headlines, I'll text myself pictures. Sometimes I text you and I say, don't worry about this. This is for a reel I'm making. Well, what I have realized is that sometimes I don't text myself. Sometimes I text a number that is one number different than my number. So this morning, I texted what I thought was myself the following headline: Selena Gomez urged to divorce Benny Blanco after he exposes... Selena Gomez urged to divorce Benny Blanco after he exposes his dirty feet, farts in podcast video. And I received a text back from myself, which was really jarring. And that text said, "Stop texting me." To which I then scrolled up and there were like 6 other headlines from the past like 2 years that I have been sending this person. So if you have that number and you texted me, good for you for finally standing up for what's right and for setting that boundary to stop texting you. I did go ahead and block them.
Yeah.
Just for in the future if I accidentally inevitably send another headline to myself. But can you imagine being terrorized? It's like, oh God, oh, is it a spam call? No, it's this person who keeps texting me these harrowing headlines.
Yeah, but if it's almost the same number -1, I would say like, hey, you're clearly trying to text yourself. This is not you.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Anyway, they're rude.
So that is my headline this week, that Selena Gomez's fans are going crazy because Benny Blanco has a new podcast with his best friend, Lil Dicky, and Lil Dicky's wife called Friends Keep Secrets. And the first episode came out on Tuesday. And at one point in the episode, I guess Benny was like laying back on the couch and you could see the bottom of his feet. And it appeared that his feet were covered in dirt. Not only that, but he goes on later in the episode, he says, wait, let's see if you guys can pick this up. And he farted to see if it would like show up on camera. I mean, this is what happens when we give more men podcasts, people. What do we expect?
As someone who burps on the regular on this podcast, I don't mind the farting and I don't mind a dirty foot. However, I will say, like, what do we expect from this man? He's ugly. like anyone that is telling her to leave him now, why were we okay with him in the first place?
I think it's funny, like, this is the line in the sand.
That's what I mean.
Vogue did tell us last year that dating men in 2025 and 2026 is embarrassing. And I think this is just further evidence of that, because all over Instagram, Twitter, her fans were outraged. One person wrote, I can't believe she lets him touch her. Another person says, literally, why would she marry him out of all of the men in the world? And my favorite comment, this is the last straw. I want a follow-up conversation with that person. I want to see that note in their notes app of keeping track of the red flags, that this was like, this is the last straw. This is enough, Benny Blanco. So anyway, I guess if you're interested, go listen to Benny Blanco fart on his new podcast.
Is Selena Gomez still the most followed person on Instagram?
I don't know. Didn't that egg beat Kylie Jenner at one point?
At one point, it was Selena Gomez. She's number 4 still. But I probably used that information long after the expiration date. Up until now, when I was about to say it, I still would say Selena Gomez is the most followed person on Instagram. Oh, well, Instagram itself has its most followers, which I think that must be like Tom from
That's
MySpace.
Insider trading.
Yeah. Then Cristiano, then Leo Messi, then Selena Gomez, and number 5 is The Rock.
Love that. I wonder if Cristiano Ronaldo got more followers after they revealed that statue of him with the smushed shovel face.
Maybe that would get me to follow him.
Just to see, is this what this man looks like? I've got to hit follow. Oh, it's not what he looks like.
So Chelsea, as you know, I bought tickets to Titanic on Broadway because the message boards were rumoring that Matthew Morrison was playing Cal and Anna Kendrick was playing Rose. So before that was announced, I was like, let me get my tickets now, because when that's announced, ticket sales will go through the roof. But it opens in a month, and up until 3 days ago, the cast had not been announced.
I saw your frantic Threads post.
Yeah, that's
to the
crazy.
Broadway message board saying, isn't it weird? Is anyone else concerned?
Nobody responded, so I guess nobody else was concerned. But Titanic the very next day, so I guess they were like, oh, Donnie's asking about it. Quick, put a pin in it. Because the very next day, they did announce who was playing those 3 roles, the Iceberg, Cal, and Rose. But before they announced it, Matthew Morrison was announced that he would be playing for 3 weeks only in the Bobby Darin musical, which then I was like, oh no, that means he won't be in Titanic, which means the Matthew Morrison and a Kendrick rumors were false. So then what is next? Who could possibly be playing Rose? Who is the equivalent of Anna Kendrick? I guess producers said nobody's the equivalent, because who we're getting in Titanic is Melissa Barrera, star of Scream 5 and 6.
Oh no, your nemesis.
I hate her acting, Chelsea. For my Scream 7 education, I rewatched all 6 Scream movies. And number 5 is so bad that I could say I hate Mikey Madison, I hate Melissa Barrera. I blame it on those 2. Their acting is so bad in Scream 5 that I just
forgot
hate
that
these women.
Mikey Madison also catches strays from her performance in Scream.
She does, but I will say, my friend who loves Honora, who was mad at me for saying Mikey Madison ain't shit, Mikey Madison doesn't deserve this, Mikey Madison whatever, she is Honora's #1 fan, Mikey Madison's #1 fan. She watched Scream 5 and did say to me, if this is, because it is, if this is your only experience with Mikey Madison, I do understand why you hate her. So that made me feel like maybe now I'm open to watching Honora.
Okay, I think you'll love Honora. I've said it, but I do understand. This would be like if you only saw Rob Schneider's stand-up and you never saw him in The Hot Chick. Yeah.
Okay. That made me open to Honora, but I also didn't like Melissa Barrera in The Heights, and I love In the Heights on Broadway. I was excited for it to be a movie, and then I was like, oh, she's a paper bag that Katy Perry was singing about. Hate her. so then watched Scream 5, Hated it. But then in my Scream 6 rewatch, I do like Melissa Barrera a little bit better in that.
Okay.
And Scream 6 as a whole is a little bit better than Scream 5. Because then my friend that I was watching Scream with is who I'm seeing Titanic with. And she was like, should we sell our tickets? Maybe we should sell our ticket. And I was like, I'm not sold on selling tickets because Deborah Cox is still in it. Jim Parsons, old Sheldon, is still in it. Like there are enough people bringing me to see it, but Melissa Barrera is just such not a draw. The opposite of a draw is what Melissa Barrera is to me. But then I thought about it. She's not terrible in Scream 6, and I like her in Abigail.
Okay.
So maybe I'll like her as Rose Decatur or whatever.
Well, I think just like the Titanic, you're setting out on a maiden voyage that could or could not end in disaster.
That's true. That's enough of what I don't like on stage. I sent you a trailer for something, Chelsea.
I watched it. I did my homework.
Thank you. The Hunger Games is, I think, fully in production. I don't think that was coming soon. The Hunger Games is on stage in London. And I know it's kind of like when Squid Games made an actual reality show. Like it is something about the purpose of a cautionary tale then being like turned into capitalism
I
is
don't
off.
think that's the same.
You think it's okay that The Hunger Games is a Broadway show?
Because it's the Hunger Games book. It would be different if our president said, hey, we're going to have the Hunger Games inspired by the book, The Hunger Games.
Oh, which he did do.
I know. Yeah. I mean, the headlines, if a time traveler landed here in 2026 and just scrolled the top headlines, they would think that we were, where's Ashton Kutcher now?
Truly.
You know, this time traveler is coming with a trucker hat from the year 2005.
Speaking of, we have to add Blast from the Past on our list of movies to cover.
Okay, I don't think I've ever seen it.
Brendan Fraser's parents, I think he's in the 80s or something, maybe 70s. I don't know. Brendan Fraser is a little kid during some war where they think atomic bombs are going to go off. So his parents build a bunker and then like something collapses in his yard. So the parents are like, oh, this is it. They lock themselves in there for like 30 years. So then he comes out as an adult, but he has been raised in a bunker his whole life. So then he falls in love with a modern woman, but he's like very much from the 60s.
I love that.
So
Speaking of
cute.
bunkers, I've been seeing a lot of clips lately of the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and it might be time for a rewatch.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you never watched it.
No, I did. I loved it. That was
Loved
like
it.
one of my go-to shows.
How did you feel about the trailer?
I thought the trailer looked incredible. I didn't know, I never know with you what your angle's going to be. So I was relieved when I saw the outline that you said it looks so good because the production value looked crazy.
Incredible. I don't know if this could ever come to New York because I don't know that there's a theater that could handle what they are doing there, but I don't fucking care. Kick out a hockey team and put them in an ice rink somewhere. I'll go to Madison Square Garden for this.
Yeah, if you can do Disney on Ice, you can have some flames circling around Katniss Everdeen.
I agree. When that fucking thing went through the sky, magic. I might go to London for this.
I know. Well, if it ever comes stateside, maybe we can see it together.
Love that. And John Malkovich is playing President Snow, which top tier talent.
That man talks like his mouth is always full of marshmallows.
Did you ever play Chubby Bunny?
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun youth group game.
I didn't know it was a youth group game. It extended past the reach of youth group into the heathens like me. My cutie of the week, I know it was a recommendation just a little bit ago, but really the MVP of all these snow days, the Libby app. Once again, if you're not familiar, you got to get the Libby app, people. I have been a reading machine. I have read 17 books so far this year.
Wow.
And the last 3 books that I read in this past week, as I'm like, I just can't find the time to watch Summer House. And I've just devoured 3 books. But I read All the Other Mothers Hate Me, which I really enjoyed. It takes a very, very good book to make you root for a very bad character. And that was one.
Is it a thriller?
It's a thriller. You would like it. She's an American mom in the UK. So it talks about like the cultural differences and all of that. She used to be a pop star, but basically it was like the Spice Girls, but she left the band right before they made it big. So now she's a single mom and she's still like chaotic and will show up in like sequin crop tops and stuff. And her son goes to one of the like fancy UK schools and his bully goes missing. And if she doesn't find who kidnapped him, her son is going to be blamed for it. So she tries to figure out the case like before the police can because she knows her son would be the number one suspect. It's really good. You
Oh,
would really
cool.
like it.
Okay.
I hope they make it into a movie. The other book I read is a movie. I read The Housemaid. So now I can watch the movie. And I loved that one too.
The movie is so good. I've watched it 5 times.
And then the book I'm reading now is Wolf Song.
That sounds like a church.
Yeah. Wolf Song, come. We're different than other churches. Come on Thursday night. Just check it out. You might like it. No, it's by TJ Klune, who usually I'm a Cluniac, as they say. I'm midway through this book. It's a werewolf book. It's very Twilight adjacent. I am loving the story. And without giving a big plot point away, there is an element of the love interest that I can't get over. And there are several chapters that feel very much like a Mary-Kate and Ashley countdown clock. And that's a hard thing for me to overcome. But then I've got whiplash because usually I'm used to his like cozy fantasy. This last scene I got to, Donnie, Brokeback Mountain was the intro course, full penetrative sex, but like dirty details. Circles become circles, not like sexy dirty, but like sexual dirty. Like we're getting like his asshole was so warm as I stuck my finger in.
Oh no, see, that's sexy dirty to me.
Okay, so maybe you would really enjoy it.
Also, when you told me it was about werewolves, I didn't know TJ Klune got like this. So I was going to say like, oh, maybe what would make it more interesting to you is if like this became a book you and Coco read together.
Well, that's the thing. The start of this book, I told her, I was like, I think when you're a little bit older, you would love this book because it is so magical and werewolfy and like wholesome in the beginning. And not that you can't be sexual and wholesome.
Yeah.
My goodness, you know, everybody's got layers. And TJ Klune, I underestimated your kink. So I'll let everybody know if it makes it to the recommendation segment later on. It's a whole series. I guess I'm already all in because I've already ordered the second one, or Libby. So, you know, maybe I'm a freak too. But hey, circling back to a segment we had a couple weeks ago that pissed off a lot of straight women. Straight women. Again, I'm saying there's nothing wrong with being interested in a little man-on-man sex, but put your remote down and pick up something else. I've given you 2 new options.
Hello.
Who's your cutie?
Something else straight women can get behind because Josh Martinez of Big Brother fame, he was on Big Brother 19. He won. Spoiler alert. Then he goes on to do the challenge and was on like Big Brother Reindeer Games. So he's been on a bunch of reality TV. And from Big Brother 19, we're now on season 27. It's been a while. Everyone has always said like, oh, he's gay. He's gay. He cries a lot. He's blah, 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 blah. He's currently on Telemundo's La Casa de los Famosos. So it's a Spanish language version of Celebrity Big Brother. And he is now doing like press tour, whatever. And he has said, people are going to have an opinion and you got to be okay with what they say. And you also can't give a shit. There's so much freedom in that. So if I want to go on a show and sleep with whoever I want or date whoever I want, I'm okay with it. But it's taken me 9 years to get to this point. So everyone who's been wanking to him these 9 years, under his consent, we can finally imagine him with a man. I was already doing it anyway, but now he said, let's do it, baby.
Great. You don't have to be Chuck Bass anymore.
No, Josh Martinez, bisexual tease.
Love it. Love to see it.
I have a picture with him from a Big Brother party, but it was after Big Brother 19, so it was before he started going to the gym every day. So he wasn't large by any means, but he had some cush on him. But now I need a new picture where I just lick his abs.
So Josh, if you're listening, that was a backhanded compliment from one Donnie Hadfield. Enjoy.
But also, Josh, he was very divisive in his season. Everybody hated him. Whenever I tell people he's one of my favorite winners, they're like, ew, Josh. When I tell people that I love him on the challenge, ew, Josh. Yes, Josh. I've loved him from day one. I loved a man that was open enough to cry on national TV about everything. I thought he was beautiful, even when he had Kush. So now I've put in the work. And now that he's bisexual, he should have one night with me. I'll teach TJ Klune a thing or two. If you liked this episode, send it to someone else who might enjoy it. We're always looking for new friends, and you can help us do that. We will talk to you later, which next time we talk will be Donnie Appreciation Month. So love me like a sister. Love you like a sister.
Let me get out my cigarette. I'm going to have this in my hand all month long.
Oh, you better not bring it to Big Brother 40.
Oh, I will. Thank you for listening to I Am the Cute One. If you want more, head to patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne for uncut, unedited, and unhinged video and audio footage of current episodes, as well as even more bonus content.
And if you like what you heard, please be sure to leave a 5-star rating and subscribe to our show. And to help us grow this community of chaotic cuties, share an episode with a friend you think would pass the vibe check.
And to see the madness, check out our YouTube channel, where video footage from all current episodes are posted weekly.
You can follow me at Real Donnywood on Instagram and all other social media platforms.
And if you want more of my personal brand of chaos, check me out at Oh No Chalice.
Talk to you later. Love you like a sister.